Hi, I'm Lachelle Atkins, also known as America's Supermom, and I am excited about Go Shop America. This is an opportunity for small business owners to be able to feature their products on TV. So if you are looking for affordable way to distribute your products, and if you're a consumer looking to buy the hottest trends, then I tell you to follow us at Go Shop America.
Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am excited. I have a fellow producer here with me, and not just any producer. I mean, she is the award winning producer who is currently has the highest views on Zondra TV network with her show, Breaking Barriers. So I'm so excited to have her here today for us to have a conversation around, how we should show up and what places we need to be a part of when it comes to growing our brand and connecting with the right people. And as much as we can get in 30 minutes, okay? So I am excited because she's going to be here in Atlanta this weekend. And I just think it's a great opportunity for those of you, if you are in the Atlanta area, to come and check her out and hear all about all the great things that she's doing. But before we go into the conversation, want to start out with introducing myself, okay? Because I always get ahead of myself. I get so excited about the people, the conversation, and I'm like, okay, people might not even know who I am, okay? But I'm
They just
Lachelle.
know because they follow it. They know who we are.
Yes, I'd like to get to the meat of things. But yeah, I love to really help women with their visibility around their brand. A lot of times we just identify with the wrong things and we get stressed out and anxious around not being able to show up as our authentic self. So I like to help women with that, with their mindset, because I'm a mental health strategist, and give them the opportunity to shine in the media. So I do that lots of ways. You can find out about me by just looking at my pages. But I am excited to have Raquel May David here with me today to talk to us about, how she stays on top with all these things. She's a mother, a business owner. I mean, just so many things. I tell you, I can't even list them all. And it's Friday and I don't want to forget something. So before we get into this conversation, I want to give you the opportunity to Raquel to introduce yourself.
Hey, you guys. So my name is Raquel McDavid, as you've already heard. I My goal is to help you become a beast in these media and these credit streets. One of the things that I love is that my coach, y'all don't know, but Lachelle, America's Supermom, is my media coach. So it's interesting to hear her talk about the wins that I've had so far, because she has been in the trenches with me when it comes to this media game, and really putting my purpose and my vision to light. So I'm super duper excited to be here, guys. Definitely make sure when you guys are here, drop some comments, drop some hearts. Okay, we're going to be dropping some really cool gems. One of the things that hit me the other night, it was literally after we got off the phone call the other day. I have been pushing visibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I know we're jumping right on in. So we don't soften this up. Okay.
Oh, no.
When I get time with Lachelle, I'm gonna use all 30 minutes. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try and see if I can squeeze out 20 more. Okay. But I was thinking about this after we got off the call the other day. We are in a space where we bring people to television, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Lachelle has an award-winning TV show. She has amazing podcasts. She has Substack. So while she was running down my credentials, okay, her credentials are massive. So for those of you guys that are watching on my channel, on the Raquel May David channel, please understand that this woman right here is a force. Okay, she has been on Portia. She's been on Prince. She is global. She's not just Atlanta, okay? Like she's out there, okay? But when we got off the phone, one of the things that happened was Pinky Cole is in the media right now for the bankruptcy, of course, that she's already resolved and things that she's already gone through, whatever, or she's in the process of resolving. And she did a video with Earn Your Leisure, right? And in the video, she was educating business owners about different things that she had experienced while she was going through her entrepreneurial journey. And one of the things that she ended up speaking about was you need two vehicles. You either need money or you need visibility. And a lot of people were missing the fact of, the knowledge that she was actually dropping from the standpoint of saying, hey, you need clients, right? So you're either going to pay for marketing, right? Or you're going to pay for ads, you're going to pay for whatever, so that you can go ahead and get the people, right? Because ultimately you still need the money because you have to pay for the product or pay for distribution or whatever the case may be. And it dawned on me that you and I are catalysts to be able to create leads that is not just on a local scale, but literally on a global scale. And I know you speak to a lot of coaches, authors on your platform. How does that resonate with you when we are talking about prioritizing building your brand?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think a lot of it is around people not understanding that they have to curate the audience that they're serving. I learned the hard way about writing books. It's like you pour everything into the book, and I'm not negating that. But once the book is done, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm finished. This is great. And that's when the work begins. If you haven't been cultivating and curating a community during the process. And you mentioned a lot of things. I'm over here trying to take some notes to remember everything. But, community is really important when it comes to creating your visibility. One of the things that I help a lot of people with, for me, I attract a lot of people that have, families, maybe they are stay-home moms, which is what I was. How can they afford to be visible? And be more strategic about building their brand. And that's one of the things that I appreciate about Zandra TV Network is that we have a lot of options that are affordable. We have entry ways that people can have a presence with their brand without costing them a lot, but at the end of the day, you have to invest. But my question is, around coaching, because you mentioned about me being your media coach. For people, they see, oh my gosh, she's got the #1 show. She's always on Facebook. She's always dropping great insight. I see her at events. Explain to them why you feel that a coach is still important, when you're achieving success.
So let me tell y'all. Okay, so that is a really great question. And let me tell y'all the truth. Before meeting Lachelle, I did a lot of, I don't have a community in the sense of I just started building, like now I have a school community where people who are looking to reach the goals, right? Looking to go global are there. I started my journey in reverse, which I never recommend anyone to do. I do have a large following. So like on my Instagram, I have 10,000 people. On my Facebook, I have 7,000. On my TikTok, I have a couple thousand over there. I do have people that follow me, right? But I didn't have a community. And for me, what I noticed was it was me being #1 is literally God, because I was just hustling. Like, this information is dope. These people are amazing. I'm going to go and I'm going to tell everyone about it. Where if I would have already cultivated a space where people already know, like, and trust me, I do think that I would have been able to get there, but a lot faster. And that to me is what a coach and a mentor does, right? A coach and a mentor, the right one that has documented the process, right? That has actually successfully executed whatever that task is. They can come to you, tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey sis, I know that you think this is important, but I need you to come back and I need you to plug in this space right here, because I see in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year, that you're going to be at this point, and this is going to bottleneck your growth.
Mm-hmm.
So let's pause for a minute and let's work on this. Even though I know you're doing all these things you're doing, let's work on this. And I think that, to me, my coaches are like my parents, in the sense of, you guys, I saw this guy, his name is, I think it's Trader. I think his name is
Mm-hmm.
Trainer. He has dreads. He's on Instagram, and he was like going off on his kid or whatever. And he said, I've been your age before. You ain't never been mine. That's how I feel about my coach and my mentor. Y'all have been there before. So, I've never been there, right? So like, I'm the person that I hit 6 figures 3 or 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
right? I didn't even know I hit 6 figures. I had my CPA doing everything. I was just like, hey, whatever. And it just so happened that I had a mentor ask me, what is your numbers? Like, you're sitting here chasing these numbers, but what did you already make? And I didn't know, because I just was like, I'm working, right? I'm working. And when he sat down and said, how do you expect to reach a number if you're not even tracking? And I'm a tracker, y'all. Like, I track everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a tracker. And I tracked it, like I wrote it down, but I never, like, when I hit that goal, I didn't even acknowledge that I had hit that goal, and I didn't find out until the following year. So now I'm with a mentor that's like, okay, not money is your goal, but money is on the mark, right? We got to eat, we got to feed our kids. How are you making sure that you're aware of the numbers that you're making, and not just the numbers in your head? Not just saying, okay, I made these sales, but not. So to me, a coach is going to help you get there. They're supposed to help you get there faster and with less drainage on your pocket. I feel like you saved me thousands of dollars, because I have one coach that teaches me how to do things from like ads and things of that nature, right? Mm-hmm. But you're my organic coach, right? So you're teaching me connections. You're teaching me how to organically pull people in with my amazing magnetism, right? So you're telling me those things, and that saves me money, but it saves me time, which we can never get back, right? You can never get back the time. I can always make more money, but how do I make that time back?
I love that, and my dog he's in here cheering you on too.
Thank you, friend. Thank you, Fido.
If you can hear him in the background. I think that is really a good point around, for me, what a coach did for me was allowed me to take a break, to do the right things at the right time. So I didn't have to be burning the candle at both ends and driving myself and everybody else around me crazy, Mm-hmm. So I appreciate that around, helping you to look for the things that are important, mm-hmm. And when we're at building, there's so many different tasks that go into building that sometimes like you said, you weren't even aware of how much you had grown because you had your head down doing the work. So I think that is really an important point. And, speaking of building, how is it that what is the right thing to focus on? So you're in Texas, but you're mm-hmm. coming to Atlanta. How do you know the right collaborations or events that are really supporting your growth in whatever it is that you're building? How do you determine that?
That is so cool. So the first thing I did, one of the major things that I did to be different this year in reaching my goals was I broke down, what am I going to partner with? Like, what projects am I wanting to attract to myself, right? Like, mm-hmm. I know that finances is always my goal. I have an award-winning credit repair company that's been open for 21 years. I literally last year, thank you. That is also a 6-figure company that last year I transferred from being done for you to actually having a DIY where I coach in a DIY space, right? So I literally spend time teaching people how they can get their credit together. And my primary audience are business owners, right? Mm-hmm. The reason being is I noticed that a lot of the reasons why businesses do not get the visibility that they need or the leads that they need is because they don't have the money to go ahead and invest to do what they need to do. Their personal credit is bad. They haven't set up their business credit the way that they need to, things of that nature. So I said every quarter, I wanted to focus on an event that is always going to feed the need when it comes to financial understanding for the client, right? Of course, I'm always going to be promoting media because that's my end goal, right? I'm in this media space now. I want to make sure that my trajectory ahead is even bigger distribution, more sponsors, things of that nature. But for me, it was breaking down what messages that I want to send and what partnerships align with that purpose. So if your mission doesn't align with me being there, whether it's on the media side or if it's on the credit side, then unfortunately it's not something I'm going to do. I also set my pace. I think a lot of times when we as entrepreneurs, we want to do so much, right? And then we have burnout because not everyone has an unlimited people meter, right? Prior to me having Hunter 8 years ago, my people meter was unlimited. I could people all the time, but now I have a mini me and my mini husband, like he's two of us in one body. I do not have the capacity to people all the time anymore, right?
Yeah.
So being strategic and saying, okay, how many speaking events can I go to and I can really give my all to, right? And that is also in a line that will feed not just my lead magnet, but will also feed the people that I'm already connected to. When I say, hey, this book is a good book because it's going to help you change your mindset, or I say this event is a really good conference because it's going to talk about restructuring, right? Or how to become an action taker, then that's in alignment. And those people there at the end is going to be edifying to both parties, right? I think before I used to do things just to like say I was there. I don't need to be there because I'd be asleep.
I love it. I love it. And what I'm hearing is, you have to have a plan and you have to be intentional about the stuff that you're doing. People look at some of the things that we do and, because we've kind of hidden it behind the scenes. And when it's introduced to them, they may be thinking, oh my gosh, they're everywhere doing everything. But I love how you mentioned that it is intentional. Now, the next thing, I have your link for your show, right? #1 show on Zandra TV network. And I don't even have the number of views, but what
298,000 on the network, 1.3 million in totality. Okay,
I love it.
I mean, I don't know the numbers either.
I love it, girl. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to know. We need to know who we are, know our worth, our value. But what would you say was the formula for your success with that? Because we have like over 40 something producers, and for you to be #1 amongst the list of all different kinds of shows, right? We've got Bible, lifestyle, movies. Okay, so what do you think was the formula for that success?
So I'm going to say this, and I know it's going to sound really, really bad, guys. Don't follow my formula. Don't follow all of my formula. I am going to give y'all the formula, but don't follow all of it. And the reason why I say that is #1, I'm going to go back to what Lachelle said. Community will help you get somewhere even further, right? So being in alignment with the right people and having the right people support what you're doing is going to help you get there faster. So one of the things that I learned from this experience was, I'm going to tell y'all the pros and the cons because the girl is real, okay? Make sure that you have a clear line and you're tracking and you're also celebrating the wins at each goal, because that's something I did not do. Okay. But I'm going to tell you that I was very intentional. So I'm a different type of producer. So I'm going to say that right now before we even get started. I'm a completely different type of producer because I'm my mom's first child. Okay. I was born at a teen mom. If y'all don't know my story, I was homeless at 14. My mom and I had like a tiff. Unfortunately, my mom has passed on. I am very grateful for the lessons that she did teach me. And I'm very grateful for what I experienced, because I don't think I would have the level of resilience that I have now had I not gone through those things. I'm not saying that I probably wouldn't know, but I feel like I understand the lessons that were taught to me during that journey. And one of the things that I'm just going to talk about me. When I experienced what I experienced as a teen, I felt like y'all said I wasn't going to make it. Let me show you. And that's literally what I did with the TV show. Like, I went to a lot of people who were popping. I went to a lot of people who they were influencers in their own right. And I was like, hey, I have this opportunity. I have global reach. I have distribution where I'm streaming on 124 different platforms. Can you guys come on the show and tell your story? Let's talk about, the financial hardship, how you were able to, pivot, what kept you going, and then you position your product, right? I was like, I have an audience. I didn't have an audience, y'all, because it was brand new. Okay. But I'm gonna have one. Okay. And at that time, when we started, we only had 150 million households at that time. Right. So that was what I was positioned. I was like, hey, I'm in 150 million households. Why don't you guys come and sit down and have a conversation with me? And then, because I'm extra, because I'm my mother's first child, my grandmother's first grandbaby. Okay. I went and I was like, how can I make this where when they invest in this level of exposure, they're getting something that they can repurpose over and over again. So I took it even further and I was like, we're going to have all the behind the scenes shots. We are going to chop up your most viral, moments in the show, and I'm going to give it to you. Right. So this will be something that you can use on your platform and distribute all the time. And then I was like, I'm also going to give you a press release. So now you can go ahead and promote your brand. So you made one payment and you're getting 3 different assets from me. So 3 different ways to curate leads and funnel people into your program. Now, what sets me a little bit apart was during that time, I opened it was a coaching program, so to speak, in the sense of I was dealing with brand new entrepreneurs. Some of them had websites, some of them didn't. So one of the things I did was get the media ready. Okay, you're going to be on the show. You're going to be talking about the product. You need to make sure that you have a link or you have something ready by the time this goes live. Here are all the tools that I used. Here are all the things that I had. So now you're investing $3,000 to $4,000 with me, but you're leaving with tools that if you did not have, because most of them didn't, most of them had websites and apps and things of that nature, but understanding the nuance of how to track when people are coming on your platform, how many things, or understanding when people click on your book, how many people are clicking on your book versus how many people are clicking on your website, and then understanding how we're supposed to promote that differently. Because if more people are clicking on my book, I'm going to push that content more. And maybe you need to come back to me and do a press release specifically about the book, right? So I took time with the guests that came on, and with the guests that came on my show, I gave them all those content. So their viral moments, the hashtags that came with it, even outlier hashtags that would still bring people to their platform, I provided that to them. But again, I said I'm my mother's first child. I'm a competitive person, if y'all don't know.
I love it. I mean, I think the thing that's inspiring about that is, yourself. And, for years, I didn't know myself when I was going through depression and I was trying to be somebody else or people please and things like that. But just by you sharing that formula, the things that drive you. And I think that's impressive. A lot of people, when they go into media or thinking that they have to build their brand, they feel this need to be somebody they're not, instead of just embracing who they are. So I really appreciate that answer. But the next thing that I was going to ask is, around being able to collaborate versus compete. So, when you have these assets and things are going viral and sharing those, because there's also this element where people who are on your team can feel like, they're competing against you, whether it's another guest or another producer or things like that. You and I mean, it's like you're number 1, I'm number 9, but I'm still
We
like,
competing,
hey,
but we
you know,
collaborate.
look,
Oh, she's like, how?
no, but
So-
I'm like, look, I'm like, hey, I'm glad to be on the board, okay? And I'm like, well, look, you were on my show. I can promote that content.
It was,
because, what
it
I'm saying?
was.
So
And
my
it's
point
being
is-
shared later on this weekend because I have it already in queue. Let me show you where I was at.
But the competition, how do you navigate through that? Or just
So
not even
because
allow
I
it
like
to be
competition. Like I love competition, but I think that competition and collaboration are a hand in for me. It's a hand in hand situation. When I say that, when I said like I love competition, my guests that were on the show, I would track. So like one of the platforms that we're on is called Got One TV, right? That's one of our distributors that we have. And Got One TV has like a 1 through 10, like Netflix, right? Like these are the trending shows, things of that nature. So I went hard in the pain, like when I was, and I still do it now. Like when I see that we fall out of the top 10, I email everybody and I'll be like, okay, y'all, we got 7 episodes. Okay. So at one time on Got One TV, all 7 episodes were trending in the top 10. I literally had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 7 of my episodes were trending in the top 10, right? When I saw that one of them fell out, or if I saw that, let's say Lachelle's episode was 3 and now Lachelle's episode went to 6, I would send a blast out to the guest that was on my show. And I'd be like, hey guys, I'm so excited. Let me tell y'all what's going on. Let me give y'all an update on what our reach looks like, what demographic has been in. When I send out my links, I track down to like what country or what state is most watching, and I send that information to my guests. And I'll say, hey, I just want to let you know, like Tasha is one of my guests that were on there. She's actually still on the top 10. She was number 1, and then she would fall. It was her and Kyra. It was number 1, number 2, number 1, number 2. They would be back and forth. And because of the fact that I love Kyra's competition based as well, I would literally send emails. Like when I would see that they would switch positions, I would send a blast out to all of them and be like, hey, I just want to let you guys know this is where you're at. Because here's the thing. I need you to be invested in the success and the reach of what's going on, right? If you're not invested, you coming on my show is just a moment. It's think about how many times we see celebrities go to the Met Gala or go here or go there. You're seeing it for that moment, right? But they may use it in content when they do like a photo dump or something of that nature to bring it back to your remembrance that you're there. I did the same thing. So I would collaborate and I'd be like, y'all, I really think that we can hit the number of getting our shows all back in the top 10. Here's your individual links. I literally created them their own links. Now, not to say they couldn't create their own, but this way I could track and see what's going on. I'd be like, here's links to your episodes. Don't forget to share. And I would create that momentum. And then I went a step further for me. And I would say, the person that I saw that was promoting, like if I saw that this person wasn't doing any promotion or anything like that, and all of a sudden I'm seeing their reels that I sent to them in the actual flow again, like it's coming up on my timeline, I'd reach out to them and be like, hey, I just want to know, do you want to do another press release? Let's go ahead and lock you in because you have, been dedicated and you've been sending this out. I want to go ahead and give you a sponsorship discount of this and this. Right. So now instead of them paying the full price for the press release, they're able to get an exclusive offer because they're already an alumni because they've already been on my show. Right. And now we're putting them back. So the same content that they already had, the same brand that they're already selling, I'm putting them back into media, and I'm not having to go fish for new people that know what I do. I'm literally getting reoccurring business from the people that's already in-house. Right. So I'm looking at it from a strategy point of, you already know I do good business. You already know how I show up. You already know, you know what I'm saying? And I'm teaching you on the back end how to leverage this. And that has a lot to do with why I created the Media Lab. I did the Media Lab because I wanted to have a space where the people that come on my show could get the tools that's going to help them have a visibility, plan of how they're going to make sure that their business goes out. And now I'm going to revamp it. We're starting it fresh now in school. It's the one that says Media Lab Power. I'm starting it fresh now in school. And I have a free, so if you guys are not on my show, you can still come into the Media Lab. I have a free version and I have a premium version. And we're going to have monthly classes where we're going to be executing how to create leads, because visibility is bringing leads to your business. And I want to make sure that we're able to execute that seamlessly. So we're going to start on our monthly meetups, and we, I love doing pop-ups, but that's one of the things that I believe that you can compete and you can collaborate at the same time. It just has to be fun, and at the back end it has to be rewarding. The goal is for you to get more clients. How can I make that happen? And my goal is to get more views, because that's how I can get more sponsorships, right? That's how I can get more people's buy-in and get our word and what your story is and who you serve out there even more.
I love it. And I love how you said you're working on sponsorships, even being mindful of what our goals are, because we may be showing up a certain way to certain people, but our goals are different. So we're looking at different, different markers for some of the things that we're working on now. And we have the Media Lab going across the bottom of the screen. But another question is, when it comes to repurposing content, a lot of people feel like, just like you mentioned, oh, that was great, I was on the show, and they don't know how to leverage. And you mentioned that you have a queue for content and how it goes out to your audiences or email lists and things like that. So talk to us a little bit about ways that we can repurpose some of those moments to build and scale our brand.
So obviously reels are dope. One of the things that I do with the reels, like if I see I have a lot of reach for one particular reel that I did, I will take that same reel and I'll use it as a voiceover with different images. So it's the same content, but I don't have to, and thank you, Laura, for AI. I know that we're saying AI is causing ozone problems, but I don't have enough money to pay the peoples the way I want to pay the people. Okay. So please forgive me for all those that are like, don't use AI. No, I will use AI for it to pull like the audio for me. I'll pull the audio, or I'll use like CapCut or whatever, and pull the audio. And then I'll go ahead and take different imagery and put it over. One of the things that I found out when it comes to like my platform, on my personal page, whenever I show my son, it gets reach. So I'll take like a picture of like Hunter walking or something of that nature, and I'll put that vocal over it, right? Because for my aesthetics and my algorithm, it does give me more reach and more views. So I look at different ways that I can use that content. Another thing that I'm very aggressive with is I do send out emails at least once a week. So that went for when the show went live. And then after it went live, I made sure that information of like what was trending for the week, whichever person's reel, I would pull that particular reel. Or if I had the analytics from the network as to which episode was getting a lot of impacts for that particular month, I'd pull it, and that'd be the spotlight for the following month. Right. So now I don't have to search for how am I going to come up with new things. My business is what it is, right? So and the reality is, because we know that when it comes to social media, it doesn't show everything to everyone. So I can take that same reel and post it 3 times in that 1 week, and you may only see it in your feed once. Right. So I now have to make sure that movement happens on my own. But I used to overcomplicate repurposing. Once I realized that I can use the audio, I can pull out and ask a question. That's some of the things that I'm doing now. I'm noticing when it comes to polls, I'm getting like a lot of engagement from the polls. And the more people engage, sidebar, if you've been watching this, I don't know why you haven't dropped a like, you haven't shared, you haven't commented. Like, we don't understand what's going on. Okay. But tag your business bestie. They need to be in the room, that type of stuff. But like understanding how that mechanics works, and stop overthinking. Because I feel like we get stuck as people, we get stuck in analysis paralysis, And I feel like, and there's also that saying that's done is better than perfect. I believe that we can blend those two statements together. Once you get it done, double back and make it perfect, right? Analyze it, execute it, get it done. It may not look great. Like I have a book that has supposed to have been gone live since last month. Okay. The book gonna go live. I'm not gonna lie. The book is gonna go live after I come back from this book tour. Because why? It lines up, right? God's timing is not my own. The only reason why the book ain't go live, y'all, is because I said to my assistant, why look like you selling me on this cover and not the mindset change? I don't know. How we gonna market this? Because I don't feel like when I was talking about mindset, I didn't think it was gonna be a black dress with some sheer on it. Like, why we chose that picture? You know what I'm saying? I was a little stressed about it. Okay. But I said to myself, my deadline date that this has to go live is this date. Look at how it fell. I'm going to a book release. We're going to be at a conference. We're going to be talking money. I'm going to be talking how to make sure you get leads and visibility in your brand. And then I'm going to come back and all the wonderful people we're going to go ahead and sell the book to. Do I wish that I had it already so that maybe this could have been something I could have put in? Absolutely. But guess what? I had 500 other projects that I was working on. That was a priority. However, my coach said, you have until this day. Okay. My other coach said to me, this is the last day you could drop this. And I'm a person that you don't give me no deadlines, friend. I'm going to beat it. Because again, I love to compete, right? So give me something. Give me something. I'm going to make it done. And you have to know, I think as entrepreneurs, we got to know, like, are we under pressure entrepreneurs? You get what I'm saying? Like some people really do show up and show out when the gas is on and the fire is hot. And other people, you could just say it to them, you know what I mean? And they get it done. Yeah. I like pressure. So
yeah, I get that. I mean, again, I love the fact that we know exactly who we are, and that helps us in how we show up. And, you know, I love that part about having the timeline because, you know, for me, coming from a competitive background, I realized that I'm my best competitor. You know, I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. And, you know, when we can put those blinders on and really kind of get into why are we not showing up? You know, why am I scrolling on Facebook when I know I got to get this thing done? You know, because somebody's expecting it. For me, that is all it takes because I have been in that space of having a lot of competition where I was just burning myself out. So I totally get it. And, you know, when you have the space to create your own ecosystem and your own timeline for things, I think that it really is powerful. So you're going to be here this weekend and you mentioned that you're going to be sharing some gems. What is one takeaway that you would like people to get from what you're going to be sharing this weekend in Atlanta?
Oh my gosh. So money is a tool, credit is a resource. And as long as you understand the rules to the game, you're going to be able to be fundable. So whether it's on the personal side or it's on the business side, whether it's to get the money that you need for marketing, to get the business brand, or to even put yourself in position to say, okay, I just want to be debt free, right? Once you understand that, once you learn the game, you can play to win, but you gotta know the rules. So we're going to be talking about the rules of credit on the personal and business side. And then we are going to be leveraging that for all of the business owners that are going to be in the room on how you're going to be able to take that money and get the leads that you need to make your business move forward. So be there.
I love that. And, you know, the last thing I would ask is, what do you feel is so beneficial with being in person at an event as opposed to virtual or something else?
So I think virtual events are cool. Like I've held like get seen and get paid webinars a lot, and I think they're good. But I feel like when you're in person, energies are different. Like you can feel. I feel like when I speak, because I'm so like animated, you know what I mean? Like people get it. But I feel like when you go to an in-person event, that motivation, and let's be clear, you're going to events, some people are executors right away. My coach Marcus Blandon, he said something to me one time where he was like, if you don't do it within 48 hours, you're not going to get it done. So this is the time frame, right? And I remember when he said that to me, I was very caught off guard, because like when he gave me an assignment, it was done the same day. Like when you say, Raquel, you can do this and this, like I do it the same day. But what I realized is that translates to people that I'm intentional and I'm going to do it. Where for me, what it translated to was I'm doing it because I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget the feeling. I don't want to forget how to do it. I feel like when you do virtual, sometimes you can just put it on the list. When you come in person, you are more activated. I feel like that activation and that momentum lasts a lot longer than when you're in virtuals, which is why I think a lot of times like people are running 5-day challenges because to keep that momentum going. But when you're in my space and I'm giving you this and in real time, like at the event, I'm going to be giving out real time places you can go and get credit right now. You can go get funding right now. If your business is already set up in this place, I'm telling you where you can go right, like while we are in that event on Saturday, where you can go to get it. And once you get that momentum, sometimes you just need that you see that result right there in real time that will make you keep on going to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. Where sometimes with virtual, you don't feel that readiness. You don't feel that level of momentum. I mean, I like both, but I personally love in-person. Yeah.
I totally get that with the activation, because I think that's so true. And, you know, it's important to kind of plan before you get there on how you're going to activate those things. You know, one of the things that I started doing is taking pictures with people. So I would start, hey, yeah, let me do a selfie. You know, that way I get their phone number, because you can get people's Instagram and Facebook or LinkedIn, and girl, they might not check it for 6 months. You know, and you over here responding, they don't even know you responded.
They don't even know.
But if you have their phone number, girl, you can just text them, hey, let me text you the picture or whatever. That has been a game changer. And that has helped me to relieve myself from trying to figure out who were all the people I need to follow up with. I can just go through my phone and whoever I took a picture with, you know, making sure that I followed up with them. So that has been a game changer for me. Plus, it's content that I can post later on, you know. So
see, to me, I only thought about the content portion. So I was gonna tell everybody on here, I'm gonna take pictures with y'all, okay? Just so y'all know, y'all gonna be in my stories. I'm gonna tag y'all, share my stuff, okay? Share my
phone number, girl. It's the phone number, because
but the phone number makes a big impact, because what I started doing was like just now when I made the free platform, a free entry into the Media Lab. When I did that, I was like, okay, cool. I can make this free. I can make this accessible to people. But now who am I going to send it to? I have to, I have a CRM of people. But if I already know that you and I met at this event and you said that you wanted your business to get this level of exposure, whatever, I can now text you the link and be like, hey, girl, just want to let you know I had this. And I feel like that's something that we actually started implementing in Q2, is sending like weekly text messages. Because when you think about it, Fashion Nova gets sales on a regular basis because they send those text messages, right? Why are we not doing that?
It's true. You know, all it takes is a second, and you on your phone anyway. You were
supposed to be making some food, but you over here scrolling. I know, because I do.
It's true. So this is good. So thank you so much, Raquel. I know you're busy. You're actually flying out today to the ATL. So really excited. We're going to connect and get to see you. But any last words that you want to share? How do people get a hold of you? I've been putting your links here, Media Lab, and the event itself, and how to watch your show. But the mic is yours.
So follow me. Follow me. Now I'm gonna tell you the reason why I know myself is because I have 14 different personalities in here. You're gonna get one of them at any given time. Okay. So if you like infotainment, if you like to go ahead and get things done, definitely go follow me. I am Raquel May David, Raquel with a C, on every single platform. I definitely LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on TikToker. I'm on all of them. Just put my name in there. And I might have a different wig. Pay attention to the cheeks. Okay. You'll find me. Okay. Yeah, that's what my mama gave me. See? Right there. But yeah, I definitely can't wait to come out there. I just want my hug. Y'all don't understand. Y'all getting to see me, but I'm getting to see Lachelle. And I just wanted my hug. Okay. So I'm excited, and they better have some good food over there.
I'm sure they're gonna have some good food. If not, we'll go get some. Okay.
Thank you. That's what I really needed to hear, because I need to go someplace that I can take my wig off, put it to the side, eat this food, and put it back on.
Girl, you a mess. You are a mess. But any final thoughts? What encouragement or anything you want to share with everybody? Because girl, you're doing it. Okay.
The
Award-winning
FCC is watching. Because I'm a person that be like, anybody can do it. The FCC is watching. So what I'm gonna tell y'all, okay? Yes, I'm an award-winning person. I have 2 awards now for my TV show. I have 1 award for my credit repair company. What I'm going to leave you with is, do not doubt yourself. Okay, your past is not indicative of what your future is going to be. Please understand that if you are in a low period, that is for a moment. There's a statement in the Bible, and I know not everybody saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost, because I still cuss, but don't worry about all that. It says, "This too shall pass." And I was listening to, I can't remember who the person was, but they made a statement that said, "This too shall pass," and that is everything, right? Yeah. The good times, the bad times, whatever moment you're in, there's going to be a passing of that moment, but you cannot faint or give up in the middle of that, because I've almost fainted, and I appreciate it. You know, people say don't complain, but keep going. If you need to complain, keep going. That's all I'm saying. True. Don't give up, because and if you think that you're not doing enough, that's because you're doing too much. Keep on doing more.
Yeah. I love that. Great words. I'm just telling you. I love the fact that, you're keeping it real. People look at a lot of the things that you accomplish and they think, oh, it just happened easy. It's about work. It's about being intentional. It's about planning. It's about strategically making communication, building relationships. I could go on and on, right? Because people look at the highlight reel and they think that's what it's about, but it's not. It's about what's going on behind the scenes. So thank you so much, Raquel. And we will be having some more content, I'm sure, throughout the weekend while you're here. But really appreciate you being transparent, sharing your insights, and congratulations. I'll be able to hug you in person and congratulate you for all the things that you are doing, the impact that you're making, not just on Zondra TV Network, but across the globe, girl. So thanks so much for being here.
Anytime. Bye, y'all. If you know a videographer, send them to my DM. I'm looking for a videographer. I don't need you all day. Okay, I'm gonna be a good person. I only need you from like 1:30 to I only need you from like 1:30 to probably 3. Okay, come on, send your friends over to me. DM me a videographer for tomorrow in Atlanta, and if y'all don't know where I'm going, go to my stories. Y'all will know where I'm at. Okay, thank you.
All right. Appreciate you. Okay, y'all. There you have it. Let's get on it. Let's network. Let's collaborate. So we will see y'all the next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
That was awesome.